Yo, 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 what it do, man? This is your boy, man, North End Floyd, man. This is episode 141 of the Kickback podcast, man. I appreciate y'all rocking out with your boy, you know what I'm saying? Took a little break last week, you know what I'm saying? Just came back from vacation, so you know how that be, you just want to just chill, regroup, reset and stuff. So we didn't did all that, so we back again, man. Like I said, this is episode 141. And we gonna talk about some things, man. The word high value has been it's been a hot word lately, stuff like that. I don't think a lot of people know what high value means. I mean, they just throw that word around like it's just it's just some regular thing and stuff like that. So we're gonna discuss it, man. I got my co-host here, man. I got my boy Bread. I know y'all haven't seen him on the show in a while, but he back again and he back to talk some. He back to talking because he already told me. And I got Erica, and I think King gonna step through, and do his thing and stuff like that. But if you do want to call, if you do have an opinion that you want to voice for the show, you could do that. And you could just dial, you know what I'm saying, 409-233-0017. You could check it out like that. You could also check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Spotify. You can check us out on Apple Podcasts and blah, 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 and all that stuff like that. But like I said, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking out with your boy. We back again, and stuff like that. And we finna have a good show. So let me bring my two co-hosts for the night out. What's up, Brad? What's up, Erica? What's good with y'all? What's going on
Hello.
with you, Erica? What's good with you?
I've been booked and busy with, my stuff and then work and then the businesses. It's been going pretty good. No complaints.
Okay, what's good with you, Brad? It's been a minute.
Yeah, shit, the series In Search of Gas is currently filming right now. Shout out to everybody who's been involved. I have album number 3 coming out called Double Jeopardy. And before I get started tonight, I want to say rest in peace to Desmond Deal, aka Moop, and
Mhm.
condolences to his family and his friends, and condolences to the whole Pale Archie, because the whole Pale Archie hurting right now.
That's what's up, man. You saying RIP to the homie. Even though I didn't know him, that's your homie. So RIP to, what I'm saying, to the homie and blessings to the
Yes.
family and stuff like that. So um
Already.
Brad, I'm finna start with you, man. You said a couple of issues was going down in the mainstream media and you want to address it. You said you was just chomping at the bit to to air out.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much, man. I mean, every day is something new, something different, and I'll be like, "What?" No, I
Yep.
lose, real quick. And some things that go on, it probably don't make you feel no type of way, because it's like every day you kind of expecting something weird or bizarre to happen, because weird and bizarre has become the normal.
Mm.
Um, I think the level of delusion, the
Mhm.
level of unaccountability, that's what has me like, whoa.
Accountability is a key word that a lot of people don't seem to understand. Also, we're gonna talk about accountability. We're gonna talk about high value.
Uh-oh.
People call themselves high value men. People call themselves high value women. We finna talk about that. And like I said, man, if you disagree or if you agree, you can just hit the number down below 409-233-0017. You could call in. You don't have to say your name, and you can just voice your opinions and stuff like that. But we finna go ahead and rock out, man. Appreciate everybody that's locking in to us right now. But let's just go ahead and start off with uh do let me see what topic we gonna start off with, man. It's a couple of topics we didn't start off with. I mean, we didn't finish last show that we didn't get to. And Eric was like, we already went through it already, blah blah blah. But you know what I'm saying? But let's just start off with it, man. Do you think can a man still be considered high value if he's sleeping with multiple women? The man out there just body rocking doing this thing out there, do you think he is still considered a high value man? Brad, what do you think? You think a man out there just smashing women doing this thing, is he still considered a high value man?
Yeah, because it's not considered smashing, it's considered what do they call that? Using options. So it's not considered the same thing because of his value. Obviously, his value is high if he's in that position
Mm.
to do such things. So
Okay. We already jumping off with the comments. Megan said, no, he is not considered a high value man if he's out there sleeping with multiple women out there. I think I think it's the point of view where you see it from, because if a woman considers herself high value, if she sees that man just saying messing with multiple women, then I think she might see it as he's not a high value person. Saying, like, the respect that he has for himself, or maybe the type of level of women that he's messing with. That one might be like, oh, you messing with these type of women, like, So I guess you could see it from, like, the point of view of that person. So I don't know, Erica. What do you think about can a
So
man still,
no,
because oh
I'm
shit.
I'm gonna have to say no, because at the end of the day, options is one thing. I'm a firm believer of soul ties. Like, you can go out here and you can. It's no different than dating. If you're taking the time to go in and you connect with these women and things of that sort, you're not actually getting to know them before you lay down with them. And then at the same of the day, if you're actually trying to have a genuine connection, you can't really establish that if you're hopping from multiple people. And especially, like, how the jokes go within the male community, and the women, we call them,
You called him what? She froze.
sorry, we call them community bicycles, the community D.
Oh, the
So
community
I
D.
don't think that, to me, it's like someone who's sleeping with multiple people. I also feel that that's coming from a deeper place within them, where they haven't done a level of, like, self work, to where, like, they actually want to actually establish a genuine connection. And then you have some people, yeah, they want to be free, and they don't have any boundaries, and it's just about getting to the next, like having a quick fun 5 minutes. But at the end of the day, when you sit down and you think about it, all of these people that you've laid with, a part of them is going to forever be with you.
Mm.
Like, when they talk about women and doing, like, these yoni pearls and detoxing and all the other stuff, it's just like, I get it for the body, but it's just, when you really think about it, you are giving an extension to yourself to multiple people. And the people that you give it to, you actually haven't done the work to see what their background is, which means you could be messing around with people that have way bigger issues, the
Yeah.
demons. You're
It,
making
it,
that a part of your life. You're allowing that to enter your body, and you're entering
it's
that
it's kind
body.
of like, like, when you think about a lot of people, when a lot of people be like, uh when they think about the people that they mess with, and they be like, ugh, can't believe I messed with that person. So I mean, like, like, if you consider
And
yourself
how
high
many
value.
opportunities when, like, dang, I think I found the one, but you smashed how many of her homegirls?
Yeah, that's true.
Or
You know what I'm
people
saying?
in the same setting, or same thing even with the dude, like, dang, she the one, but she smashed like a couple of my homeboys. And it could be one thing to where, like, you and a guy, or the girls could be just like, acquaintances.
Mm.
And it could have been a serious relationship. That's one thing. But, like, you just hopping around to every body part. No, that's not
And,
it.
and let me tell you this too, as far as and life is not fair, but as far as women go, it's easy to for like that high value title can get knocked off of you. That title can get knocked off you real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
for women, and
just
then they
just
get praised for it, and it's like, no,
and you know what? You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a lot of ratchetness getting praised. I'm seeing a lot of ratchet songs and
mm-mm.
female rappers out here, and they're influencing a lot of females out there to let out their inner ratchetness. You
No,
know what I'm saying? What's her name? Big Red or Big Sexy? She got the a lot of Pound Town. She has the Pound Town, and
I'm
she's
not
she's
qualified for this. I have no idea what you're talking
you
about.
know,
I'm not qualified for this.
I'm not gonna say the lyrics, but people know the lyrics. I'm out of town.
unfortunately, I know what you're talking
Thugging,
about
thugging
because
my
it's
rounds, my coochie pink and my booty hole brown.
My go to is the Color Show.
Uh,
Okay, that's where I get my new artists from. So,
the color show. What's that?
the Color Show on YouTube, and they do, like, various artists from all over the world, and they even have some celebrities that'll come on, like Keisha Cole, and they pick a color and they perform. But it's like artists, like, it's really good artists, like really good music, not this bubblegum stuff that we hear out in the streets, but it's like really good artists that you get to
Yeah,
hear.
for sure. Shout out to Kiara. Shout out to Miss Smith right now. Um, You know what I've been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Afro beats and shit. Because the rap music is getting so horrible out there, man. I gotta have another option out there. Every Friday I like to see what music drops, and when I look at the artist, I'm like, oh man. And I'm like, let me go listen to some Afro beats or something like that. And then, the music more positive, is uplifting. It's a little nice little vibe to it. So I'm like, damn, y'all pushing me to for as Afro beats and stuff like that. But to stick back to the subject and stuff, shout out to the homie Michael, man. He be on the Kickback page. He be always, saying, chiming in and stuff. He say a man sleeping around with different women is a coward, especially when he's messing around with their emotions. Okay, Mike, man. Mike Mike say a man sleeping around with different women is a coward. Okay, we respect that. That's his point of view and stuff like that. So, hey, if that's what he thinks, that's what he thinks. But I don't know. I think, as far as like,
I don't know if it's necessarily being a coward. It's just something, but I wouldn't say coward. That's not. I wouldn't use that word as a coward. You have some who are just greedy. Or
yeah,
like it's for them, it's just like a way for them stroking their ego, and it's a level of pride. Like there's so many factors that go behind being involved with that many people casually. But
yeah, it's like a conquering thing. Like, oh yeah,
yeah. And then some might get off on it. We all got foot fetishes.
A lot of guys do get off on that.
Body count fetish. You never know.
A lot of guys do get off on that. Me personally, how I think now, the older you get, the more mature you get. It's when you young, you just, hey, you knock her off, or blah blah blah. You young or whatever. So, but I think when you get older, when you get more mature, I think like as far as sleeping around with multiple women, that kind of slows down. Because now you only want like a certain type of people in your life. You don't want that mess. You don't want that drama.
You don't have the energy.
Yeah, you don't have the energy to mess with somebody that that is gonna be irrelevant in your life or whatever. So I think like if you carry yourself as a high value man, then you have high value thoughts, and you like maybe 10, 15 years ago I would have knocked you off, but your credit bad. You got 7 kids. You in and out of jobs, and if he considers himself a high value man, he's gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna let somebody else have you because you're not at the level yet for me to even entertain that. Because women do the same thing. A woman's not finna entertain no broke man, don't have no job.
I have seen some very fine sexually attractive men. Okay. But because I know their history, I can't rock with it.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, you women, if this man is broke, if he's dusty, if he's in and out of jobs or whatever, he's not finna get a female that's out there doing her thing, grinding businesses, whatever the case may be. So I think, I said, as far as
you do have some women out there trying to save people. That's the first mistake.
Wow, that's like a lottery. That's like a man hitting a lottery, scratching off on a lottery. If you out there doing nothing and she out there saving you, that's a blessing. That's a blessing in disguise.
Hey, they have babies with pookies.
They had a movie like that. I forgot the name of that movie. It was the guy, he was like feeding off of like vulnerable women and stuff. Like, and
are you talking about How to Be a Player? Bill Bellamy back in the day? Or
nah, this was maybe like 2 years ago, and like he wined and dined her and swept her and stuff like that, and then he started cheating on her. He was smoking a cigarette in the bed and all that, and it's some kind of meme or something like that. So
okay,
okay, Megan say she be listening to the Afro beats and stuff. She listens Rotimi or whatever. Oh, I think that dude the actor. I think she talking about that actor dude. Okay, Kevin. He said yes, he is on something. Not Pookie's. Nah, it's not no Tubi movie. I forgot what movie that was on. It was a good. It was like a Prime movie or something. It's like an all black movie, stuff like that. Okay. So anyway, like, can a man still be considered high value if he's sleeping with multiple women? No. I think that's what Kevin was talking about when he said yes, he is, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. It's like I really don't think he can. I would think he would think a little more, smartly than that, because like I said, you don't want to get her pregnant and then now you didn't just struck out. Yeah, high value is
was far from grace.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Fall from Grace. Yeah, it's on Netflix, man. Home there. I think she like busted in on a bed or busted in on him. He was in a bed smoking a cigarette. I think he was with another chick or something like that. And he said, "Go get my ashtray." He's
Let
like,
me
"Go
go
get
look
my
that up
ashtray, bitch."
over the
Excuse my
weekend.
language, my bad. But it was a meme and stuff like that. So maybe Unc. Who we calling? Who you calling Unc? What the hell? Anyway, all right. So let's move on, man. I seen a story, and it was about stepkids. It was this guy. He made a. I didn't go through all the comments on it. It was a lot of comments, and his stepkids, they wasn't very appreciative of him, appreciative of him, and he was thinking he was just the money bill, the money cow for his stepdaughter and his uh I don't think he was married to her, but he was with her for like a long time, maybe like 15 plus years. He been with the mom and the stepdaughter for a long time since she was little and stuff like that. And he wasn't getting no respect from the stepdaughter. And I think the mom was not intervening. I think the mom was just milking him for his cash and all that type of stuff. So my question was, how do you properly discipline your stepkids? So
I mean, if I'm gonna take a crack at it, I would say me being a step kid, like so I consider my
okay.
dad to actually, my dad actually like was there. He was there for the most part, but um, I think it's honestly based on how the parents, because it could be, a father with children versus like, a mother with children. It's really based on how they're currently raising their children, because that's like how you're able to read the room and get the temperature gauge. Because like you could go in and you can like at the end of the day have certain expectations on them, but that might not be their upbringing. Like if anybody watched like Debrat and Judy,
Mm.
their reality shows, like they have conversations about how Judy raised her kids, and Debrat was like, "This is not how I raise my kids. We gonna clean the house." So how that parent, actual biological parent, raises their kids is gonna be a way for you to be able to gauge how you can actually discipline them. Because if they're not willing to do the work for their own children and you come in, that's going to create a level of tension. And then you have to think about if they're not helping you enforce certain morals, certain like principles, certain values, and behaviors, they can go back to the actual other parent who could be the mother or the father, whoever they divorce, the baby daddy, baby mama, and that creates more tension. So you really have to base on how you can discipline your child based on how the current parent is disciplining their own.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of aspects when you talk about disciplining your stepkids. Like for one, you gotta. I mean, how involved are you with what I'm saying, the spouse? Is that your? Are y'all married? Are y'all just together and stuff like that? Then another aspect is, how involved is that other parent? Is that other parent involved? Are they're completely out of the life of that child and stuff like that? And I think you have to have proper communication from what I'm saying, the kids' parents. You got to have that proper communication because I mean, hey, under certain circumstances, me, I don't want nobody disciplining my daughter. Now, I'm just throwing the high sign on there. Now, I'm just throwing it out there. If my daughter and my wife or whatever, something happened and she got with somebody else, I'm just throwing that out there. Just
Mhm.
and I don't want that person needs to come to me and say, "Hey, your daughter, I love her, blah blah blah, but she's been acting bad. She's been such and such in school. She's not listening." Then I'm finna have that proper talk with my daughter and let her know, like, look, you need to respect your elders. Now, if something's not right, yeah, you need to call me. You need to let me know if something's not right. If you feeling a little uncomfortable, but if you out there acting an ass and stuff like that, then I don't want nobody spanking my daughter, but I need you. He needs to discipline you. I don't know if that's taking away your cell phone, taking away your TV or whatever. Spanking? No, I'm not gonna allow the spanking or whatever. But because I don't spank her, so I wouldn't want nobody else to spank her. But I think it's gonna have to have some proper communication, man, and it's gonna take some maturity on all aspects and all levels. And like I say, you got other things that come into play. Like if that kid is involved, I mean, if that parent's involved, are y'all married? and stuff like that. So, and I think a lot of women out there, they're giving the reins to some of these guys that they met maybe like five,
Two
six
seconds ago.
months. Yeah, and they already spanking your kids.
Mm-mm.
Like, damn, like you barely met this man. Y'all still in the honeymoon phase, and you're already giving him the keys to whipping your kids. You know what
My
I'm saying?
dad, my dad saved us from whippings. Maybe because it's a cultural thing for him. Because
Yeah. My dad used to
in their
tie ass
culture they
up.
don't whip girls, but my dad saved us from whippings. Not all of them.
What's up, Willie? What it do, my G? What you think, Brad? You know what I'm saying? If you came into a relationship and you was with the lady for many years, how would you go about disciplining the stepkids, man? You know, them stepkids can be bad sometimes. They cannot listen, dog. They like you not my daddy. They can hit you with the
Well,
you not my
if
daddy.
I was in that situation, that would have to be a conversation I would have to have with the mother, obviously, before I take a step because it's not my biological children. Um, it's a lot that comes with that because essentially you're disciplining children that are not yours. So, um, if I was to say anything, I would say men who don't have children, get with a woman that doesn't have children so you can build your own family.
For
And I'm
sure.
gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then to be devil's advocate, to take it one step further, I also have observed in especially when you have those relationships where there is a step parent, also the thing what makes it adds an extra layer of a dysfunction or like challenge is when the kids are observing the relationship between the parents and you see the mom not respecting the stepdad or the stepdad not respecting the mom. So I think that's also another factor that you also have to take into consideration is like, so what is the dynamic between like that parent and their partner, and in addition to that, like how you go through, because I mean I've seen where some women belittle their men and then like they have sons and then the man's like, yo, like let me tell you, like he think he's doing himself a favor by trying to be patient even though his woman gets crazy with him, and then it sounds like, man, listen to your mom, I'm gonna punk you every day, like whatever, or like,
Damn.
man, how can you tell me anything when you let your boyfriend do all this to you and you constantly complaining and be like, oh, but he got a good heart, so it's
Mhm.
just like those kind of components that you also have to think of that I find very interesting.
Yeah, what you do in front of your kids, man, your kids see that and stuff like that. So like with my daughter, like I want her to see me hugging her mom and kissing her mom and showing affection so she can see what is, like growing up. Like she could be like, okay, yeah, I know what affection look like because I see my parents do it. Man, that's and that could be the same way for kids when they see their parents fighting. You know what I'm saying? Or and doing all that. They'll grow up and be like, well, that's all my parents did was fight, argue, and they still together. So they might think that's the way. You know what I'm saying? Like kids, they emulate what they see and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna lie. If I had some bad step kids that wouldn't listen, now I'm just gonna be honest. If they dad wasn't in their life or wasn't around, I might have to be honest with them little bad motherfuckers. I'm
And they
gonna be
see.
I might have to be honest, be like, look, I'm in y'all life. I care about y'all. Where y'all dad at? You want me to call your dad? Because he ain't around. I can't call him for y'all and stuff. I'm gonna have to spit the truth to them. You know what I'm saying? And let them understand, look, I'm coming from a loving place here. If you know what I'm saying, if I'm disciplining you, I'm disciplining you from the fact that I love you. It ain't trying to be mean, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And even though I'm not your dad, I'm trying to be the father figure that you need in your life to try to be successful and stuff like that. So all this disrespect, I ain't finna be having all that. So I'm just gonna be it might have to be like some honest truth going on right there. So
It's a question. Who do you think has it harder, the single mother or the single father?
shit, the single mother.
Single mother.
I ain't gonna lie, because
When it, co- when it no, when it comes to dating,
The
yeah,
single mother.
the single mother has, man, when that son gets 15, 16, what the mom gonna do? She can't spank him no more. He ain't go listen no more. He gonna be like, what she gonna say? She might have to, most of the time what happens, she kicks him out. She kicks him out to the streets, then he go and stay with his homeboys or whoever the case it may be. You can't
I mean,
do nothing with
I
him.
get what you're saying, but I think about when I think about single fathers, and I know they're being very proactive. I just feel like they have it harder in certain elements.
Single fathers have it harder.
Like what I'm just saying, like not all but some. So for me, like I feel like with the way that society views things, like mothers, we have it hard. Like I don't have any children, I have dogs, but
Mhm.
mothers, they have it hard. It's expected and it's understood that they have to raise their children and things of that sort. And I'm talking about a stereotype. So women, please do not come at me. But let's just be realistic with the overview of how society sees things. Even the most courts, as of the last few years, maybe not. It's been more in favor of the mothers. But when you think about these good fathers who actually take care of their children, who do everything for their children, you have these women who will still take him to court for child support and everything under the sun and make his life a living hell at the end
True.
of the day.
True
And
that.
he's doing
Yes.
everything, like he's paying for all the activities. So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, if you really think about it,
Unfortunately,
you know,
yes.
and then part of me goes back, and again, I know there could be backlash from this, is you chose to lay down with this person and create children with this person without actually getting to know them. And you have some men who are very transparent to who they were, and you had women who, in so many ways, even if this man communicated who he was, in your mind you thought you could change him, or you thought that you would be the one to make him think differently. So if you really think about it, in so many ways, women have it harder because, one, the child is with them. It is a living reflection of them. And you have fathers who don't take care of their children. So you just see this man and you know he's a father. But for those who are active in their children's life and they take care of them, they're still being penalized because they're not going to let some court system limit for what they do to their children, because like there's a spiteful moment coming from that partner,
Let
female
me let me
partner.
ask you this. Let me ask you this, Brad. Okay, like the single mother out there, you know how the government helps them. You get housing, you get food stamps and stuff like that. I think as far as a man being a single parent, I think that man, I think it's a pride thing. I don't think that man is gonna go out looking for
They're
government.
not going to do that. They're not
He
going to
is
do that.
he's not
They're
gonna
not
go
going
out
to do
looking
that.
for government assistance. He probably might not even file child support. He's definitely not and food stamps. Man, I went grocery shopping today, and when I left, I said, "Man, I need me some food stamps." But it's a pride thing when it comes to a man if he's a single parent. Now I
Right.
know I got a homie. Uh, he just became a single parent or whatever, and he's doing his thing or whatever. But as far as being a single parent, as far as like on the man aspect, I think it's a little pride thing to go up in that welfare office and go get those food stamps and go get that housing. I think it's a little bit tougher because you know what I'm saying. It kind of checks your manhood a little bit, like you know
And
what
not
I'm saying.
even that. I mean, men unfortunately come into this society being taught that they have to be a provider. At the end of the day, if we really look at how, and yeah, it's changing over the years, the narrative, but men are told that you have to be a provider. Like, you shouldn't ask for women, just go to school, be educated, do what you need to think to start, be a good cook, take care of home, and the man will take care of you. Just let's be honest. Girls
Mhm.
are taught to play with Barbie dolls, boys play with GI Joes. It's not as what it used to be. Like, we're not in a period yet where all of that has phased out. It still exists,
Yeah,
just
look
like
what.
racism still exists. So you have to be realistic in thinking that when it comes to men, that stigma, what's communicated of what your expectation as a man should be, you're not going to go to that office. You're not going to go to that office and get that, because that's not how you were raised. That's not what was communicated. That's not what was instilled to you. So it would seem like, where if a woman goes to and she gets those resources, even though it's made available to anyone, there'll be more sympathy. If you look at society standard and today with social media, it'll be understood with the woman, but it's not going to be understood with the man.
I like what Willie said. Willie said, "Yes, yes, it's right, bro. I'm a single father that took care of my son alone for 23 years and counting, and his mom still tried to put me on child support when he was in my care, and I didn't get none of that." Yeah, man, the game is foul. The game is very foul, man. Um, shout out to Willie, man. That's the homie from That's the homie from way back. That's my classmate, whatever. But yeah, man, I remember my boy Willie was talking about that, man. Shout out to, and it's a lot of fault, man. You know, the black male, the black father, man. We get stereotyped so roughly, so bad. And I was looking at something a coworker showed me, and it was a Mexican guy and it was a black guy, but they were like puppets or something like that. And they was rawing each other, but the stereotypes was just, I'm like, yo, like, damn, man, they talking about like you ain't seen your dad, was you? I'm like, come on, man. I mean, like, I that perception right there needs to go away because I know a lot of great black fathers out there. I know a lot of
Yes.
black men out there that's, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, that's constantly with their kids, taking care of their kids, bringing their kids on trips, vacations, sports, and all that. So I
Mhm.
think that narrative as far as like black men out there not taking care
Mhm.
of their kids, I think that needs to fade away. Now, you got some badass parents out there, but I think that's in every race.
Yeah, it
That's
don't
not
matter.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in every race. But as far as the black men out there, um, we some great ass fathers out there, and I know some black men out there
Yeah,
that
they do exist. I know some personally. I know a good number
yeah, for
personally.
sure. Kiara, she said
And it
hers
wasn't their
and think
choice.
that our kids are being raised without both parents. Yeah,
That's
that
her.
is a shame. You know what I'm saying? It's very unfortunate. And a lot of people like to use their kids against each other, and you know that like to be like the little pawn, the queen, on the chessboard that they like to use. You know what I'm saying? As far as the you know, using their kid and stuff. So. You know, shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Shout out to Alpha Dean. Shout out to my boy Willie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tiffany and stuff like that. So, but what we were talking about as far as, you know, how do you probably discipline your stepkids? And you know, like I say, y'all you need to have that communication because you know it's a lot of different variables out there that determines how you discipline your stepkids.
And you need to
Uh,
watch see how your partner interact with your kids.
yeah, for real though.
Because if they not gonna put them in check, you gotta be okay with that and be like, this ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if they out there dogging you out, like cussing you out and stuff like that, throwing shit at you, and you talk to your girl or whoever, vice versa, your man, and be like, hey, your kids, you know, and they don't do nothing, then that's a red flag right there.
Mhm.
That's almost like okay, I'm finna leave you and your kids. If
Mhm.
I'm not getting no respect, if you're not helping me, if you see what's going on, if I'm telling you what's happening and stuff like that, and you still doesn't do not intervene, I gotta go. I'm out of here because it ain't gonna get no better. Um, yeah, shout out to Willie Banks. He said shout out to all the great fathers out there and stuff like that. So,
Yes.
No doubt.
but yeah, okay. So, let's move on. Let's move on. I was,
What you about to go to the club? What you about to do?
I was going to like the love at first sight thing. I want to kind of
Okay.
switch the whole temp. I want to change the whole temp. Um, and I was thinking about love at first sight. Do you think the older we get, do you think that shit is believable? Do you think it's love at first sight? Do you think it's lust at first sight? Because how can you properly love somebody you don't really you going off the looks of the person, you know what I'm saying? As a love is that really real? Is love at first sight a real thing? I'm not trying to knock, I'm not trying to sway nobody's opinion.
Mhm.
Do y'all think it is a real thing? After Dean already jumped out and he said, yes, it is. He must have had love at first
I'm gonna let Cornbread answer because his face is just.
sight. Cornbread, have you ever experienced love at first sight?
No,
I
it's a
knew you were
fallacy.
gonna say.
It's a fallacy like Disney, like, it's something you see in movies, but you never seen it in real life. That's what it is to me. When people
Okay.
say, "Oh, I had love at first sight," yeah, I would have had to been there to see it because I've never seen it in my real life. I've only seen it in movies.
Yeah. I mean, I only seen it in movies too. Uh, I don't know. You know, I had to ask my mom and my dad about that. My dad claimed he was a player back in the days. You know, he always wanted to make himself look good, like he was a player and all that. But I'm gonna have to ask my mom. You know what I'm saying? How it was when y'all first was it some love at first sight? What went on? Did y'all break up a few times or whatever? Like, uh, I don't know. Look, Ken, look, why is Ken in the comments?
Can
Ken,
we?
why is you in the comments, man? That boy wild.
That means he is not home yet. That boy is doing something. That's why he said, but he gonna get his point across. Oh my
Yeah,
god. Okay.
Yeah.
he out there working. He doing his thing or whatever. So I think he got
Yeah.
to work in the morning. So a man
So
provides structure to any situation, whether it's in a relationship, marriage, raising children, household in general.
He's
yes, you very
absolutely
late,
correct.
friend.
Yeah, he do.
You
I
are
mean,
like
that
an
is, yeah.
hour and 15 minutes late, friend.
Yeah,
So
he's
yeah.
actually he's correct. He's correct on that post and stuff.
Word.
So
Well, he tried to sneak this little question in there and stuff like that. Okay, look, okay, Alfred Dean, he say I met my wife when I was 14. Ooh, and told her I was gonna marry her when I got back from the army. We dated 1 month and got married, going on 15 years now.
I know Alfred should call in and tell us about how that happened. But
Yeah. Call in and tell us how it happened, Alfred.
yeah.
But okay, it's love at first sight. But he say he met her when she was 14. But when he
And
went to the
he said he
army,
was gonna marry her and now it's his wife. So I think in today's society, it's a little cliche because of like the things that we have influencing us now. Back then, I would say like I'm not gonna say life was more pure, but there wasn't as many influences for us. Like we didn't have things swaying us, like pulling us.
we didn't have social media like that.
Yeah, we didn't have like social media, and it was just the simple things, like going on a date, and things of that sort. Like it was easier. Now there's this false narrative, like he got to be able to do this and this and this. But sis, what you bringing to the table? You might be working, but where your mental substance? Like, what do you have? Can you cook? Can you clean? Or even if you can cook and you clean, but what else you doing? And then they're like, oh, well, I bring them this. Okay, you can lay on your back if you want to, but that's only going to last for so long. So you look at today, I think that love at first sight is a unicorn experience. I do think that it can happen. I don't think it's as prominent or the probability is as high as it is now as it might have been back then.
Yeah, because back in the days, I mean, you didn't have social media to kind of like distract you from certain things. So I mean, like growing up in the 90s for me, when you called somebody, you was spending like hours on the phone. And then sometimes when you call her phone or you would hope that she would pick up, not her mom or her dad. Then you call and like, can I speak to such and be like, who this? Oh, this is then now you got to have a conversation with the parent,
I mean,
So I mean
if you
now,
bring it back to the era, that was the era where we all stayed, we found that one good song we wanted, and we recorded on that voicemail just in the right place and had a voice at the right octave to talk over it. That
hey,
was the time. And my phone lit up. Like I had the light up phone. Like
and
that
then
was a good time.
look,
Okay.
it
That was
was
a good
hard to
time. These
meet
younger
people back
generations
then
will never
too.
know. That was a good one.
Look, it was harder to meet people back in the days too. Now you can meet somebody way in St. Louis off of social media. Back then, you really had to go out to meet somebody. You had to go to the skating ring. You might have to go to the mall. You might have to go to Walmart with your mom or something like that to meet somebody. And then when you met them, now you really, I mean, you like them. So now you're not really trying to play no games because you're not meeting a lot of people like now you is now. Now you could just meet like 15 to 20 people. You know what I'm saying? ASAP right now. You could just go on social media, go to somebody comment. You see a chick you like, you be like, hey, what's up? You look, you could do that now. But back in the days, you met somebody, oh man, your game finna be on point. Like you say, you go call somebody, the music was gonna be playing in the background or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Something real slick and stuff like that. So
Me and
I
the
mean,
homeboy me and homeboy was just joking about this, like literally like this past week, because I was working, I've been working long hours, but I couldn't get out. And they were like, yo, we gonna go to like this one place where I was like, oh, I'm gonna catch y'all next time. And that was like, man, like this ain't it for me. Like I just don't want to, like, not actively looking for a relationship, but just being able to meet someone. It's like now we were in here talking about, I think now we're getting to a phase where like if I meet somebody, it's gonna be like friends who invite friends over for a game night. We all do a kickback. Like
that's how you
I'm in
meet
the
somebody.
process of planning a stogie and bourbon night at my place and
Well,
things of
Stogie and
that
Bourbon
sort.
night. Okay, that's kind
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah. And so yeah, I have everything set up. I'm working on the stogies. That's the only thing I have left now. I got everything else. So like just having those intentional get-togethers, because I'm like, I'm having more fun going to different friends' house and hanging out unless we go out to dinner. And we all do theme nights, like we do karaoke night. Now we're all trying to plan to do like a painting with the twist night. There's
Mm.
just different things that we can do. And you're gonna have friends that's gonna bring single friends, and it might be a connection. Besides like maybe some of the outdoor events that they do in the city, like when they do like bingo in the marketplace downtown Houston, you can meet somebody. But it's not the place that we would think that we would normally meet people, like it was easier back then, like at
Mm.
the skating rink and things of that sort when we were younger. But it's just not there anymore.
What's this bingo you was talking about? What kind of bingo? Maybe we could bring that out here to Southeast Texas.
The
What bingo? What bingo you was talking about? Downtown
bingo.
Houston.
Oh, so what they do is out here in Houston, the marketplace, they host like a bingo night, and everybody comes in, they buy their Dopplers and stuff, and they would give like, so winners would get like a free cruise on the bayou and things of that sort. But they pick a place and then they post it, and everybody comes and you pay a fee. And we just sit out there, like we had cake, we had food, we had alcohol, and just random people just sitting out. I mean, it's packed right there
Mm.
in downtown Houston. And that's
Okay.
something, honestly, I think that would be really cool in Beaumont. You get together, find some local companies or
Mm-hmm.
whatever to come through and be a sponsor and donate. You could donate a dinner for two or something like that. Or you could donate, I don't know, like float on the natures. I don't know if they do that in the natures, or I don't know if they do that out there.
I got what's his name? I forgot my TP Sagi. He got like a he does like cruises on the nature
Yeah,
and
something
stuff like
like
that.
that.
So,
Just simple things, and it's a lot of fun. Even like a $500 gift certificate or something, or a Visa gift card, just anything. So they do that. They do that every night. It was hot because it's around this time when they do it. So I haven't been trying to look this year for it because it's been real hot. But that's something that we look forward to.
yeah, and I wanted to ask this to Bread. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever experienced um a female that totally just like had you just what I'm saying out yourself?
Yeah, everybody has felt that once in their life. I know I have.
Yeah.
Um,
Did that damage you? Did that hurt you when it did that impact you in a negative way as far as I don't know if y'all fell out. I don't know what happened
Yeah.
with that situation, but did it impact you
well,
in a negative way?
mm,
Because a lot.
no, I can't. I can't say. I mean, well, the relationship I had with somebody that I loved that ended bad. At the
Mm,
time, I might have thought that it was the worst thing.
Hmm.
But now that I'm looking back on it, and it's been so many years, it taught me something. It taught me to never go through that shit again.
Mm.
Because since then, I have yet to go through that again. So I think I did correct with my
mhm.
thought process and how I interpreted the situation after it was over.
Mhm.
But during the time, it might have been the worst thing that happened because up until that point, I had yet to experience that level of hurt.
Mm,
Mhm.
And for me, it was embarrassing because it wasn't just something that happened between me and the woman I was dealing with. It happened in front of my peer group at that time,
Oh.
and that made it extra embarrassing. And
Mm.
but since then, I have not gone through that again. So the best teacher is experience, and when you have that experience, I think we all adults and we all had experiences that we said, okay, I'm never gonna go through that again.
mm. True that.
And and shoot, if you could stick to your guns on that, you good. You learn something.
Yeah. Okay. On another thing, man, what do y'all think are some perfect dating ideas? I discussed that on the kickback page and stuff like that. As far as perfect dating idea, oh man, she started glowing. Erica started glowing when I said
Look,
perfect
let me
dating
let me
idea.
tell you my highlights right now. Okay.
Hold on. Before you say this, Erica, this just made me remember something. It is a lot of guys out there, a lot of guys out there that hit me up that require information on Erica. They be like, "Yo, what's up
Well,
with
I
you?
mean,
What's
I
the
haven't heard
update?"
anything. It's a cat. It's like dry desert, the little cactus, little.
So instead of them hitting
I
me up,
haven't got anything, but I won't respond to DM and messages, so it won't happen. You're gonna have to hope that you catch me at the grocery store. I'm not gonna tell you which one. So yeah, so I mean, perfect date ideas. Like, let me tell you, oh my God, like
Okay.
ah, so my addiction is Sam Sushi right now with Total Wine, and then like a movie themed day, like
Nah,
10
look how
hours
Brad started looking.
straight binging. Like it's just like it's straight binging. And we got the Sam Sushi platter, we got the fruit, like things of that sort. Like that is my big
Hold
thing.
on. So
Also,
hold on.
see
So
the
the
Sam's, do
sushi.
y'all have the sushi platters out there for $25.18 in Beaumont? Like they make like 8 rolls for $25.18. The smaller ones is
No,
for
but
like
I'm
15.
saying, does he supposed to buy that and bring that to the house or something that with wine for a first date or something or like that
No,
with
no,
you?
no, 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 no. This is like as it continues. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just giving
Oh,
her, but he could buy
Oh,
that sushi and we could go on a picnic.
okay,
We can do a
okay,
picnic
okay.
and things like that.
okay.
I'm just telling you like things. And then in
Hmm.
addition to that, like I've been obsessed with tea houses, coffee shops. Um, I love catching a good happy hour. It's not even about being cheap. I just like a good happy hour. I just like it. I like my kick and the highlight with me is I like to feel like I'm getting a good deal, and I'm gonna make sure I get a good deal. Like I don't like to pay full price for anything. Okay, that's one thing as a travel agent where I'm probably winning right now is because I don't pay full price. I'm gonna find them discounts, but just things like that. Just it's just like the thoughtful things. Like, don't take me to the movies unless I say I want to go. If we do a movie experience, like we'll go to Miller Outdoor Theater when they do like a movie night. I'm
Hmm.
still sitting outdoors. The movie is going, but it's not loud enough to where it's a distraction.
Okay,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
so you want your dates to be very personable.
I want mine to be personable.
You that
Like, don't
very
take
that
me to
one
some
on
fancy
one.
restaurant. Don't take me to some fancy restaurant. It's just not gonna work for me. And trust me, fancy restaurants for myself, like I do that for my personal date nights with myself when I treat myself. But I
Okay.
don't actually want him. But if he does, like he can do it. But I want him to be more thoughtful. That's where the connections come from. I want you to thought about like, oh, I went took you to book you the reservation to this nicest restaurant.
Mm,
No, that's not thoughtful. That's just I want to kick some money and oppress you. That's not gonna oppress me because I can pay for the bill myself. So
okay, okay.
that's one of the things. But
A
yeah,
little bit innovative on the dating and stuff
right. I
like
want
that.
it to be thoughtful.
So ain't no bowling date is out of the question.
If it's not one of the basic bowling alleys, like we gonna have to have one that's a little more interactive and kind of fun. Yes, I can do that, but not
Miss
just like
Smith, Miss Smith was talking about the escape room. I'm not even gonna lie. We'll be all day in an escape room because I wouldn't know how to get out that much. They gonna be like, hey sir, we gotta get you out here. You
I
get
did
your
it with my coworkers, and that's cool. That was it. I don't take me to an escape room, girl. I'm sorry. I just don't lock me. I don't like to be confined. I like to be free. So don't do that to me. Yeah, no.
Man, look at the homie, man. He didn't stepped on the scene. My boy. I had my boy didn't
What's
step
so
on the
sad?
scene, man. Yeah. I tried to get him on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing though. But
Mhm.
oh, your friend, your buddy, KT Griffin, he said Wendy. KT, you know he ain't going to no Wendy. He don't even look like a Wendy's type of guy. He say a perfect date is Wendy's four for
Take her,
four.
pick some berries and horseback riding. Then in the evening with a nice picnic. You know,
Very
I'm gonna give
okay,
KT
okay.
credit because KT, you know what? I'm proud of you because past. I'm gonna take that.
They could have picked some berries.
He thought about it. KT, I'm proud of you. That is a good idea. Yes, that is a very good idea.
Okay,
There's
KT. That's
berry farms
I'm not used to him.
out here
Stop.
in the city, so
I'm
I
not
get.
used to him talking like that. He said take it to pick some berries and
I know.
horseback riding, and then
I'm
the
proud of
evening
him.
with a nice
No,
pick.
that is actually
I'm
good.
surprised he didn't throw no slick comment at the end on that too. He usually throws a slick comment at the end of the whatever. So he
Mm,
kept it PG and stuff like that.
I'm proud of him. Yeah.
That's what's up. What's Brad idea of a good night? I don't know what happened to Brad.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we do want to that when he come back, I'm gonna ask him what's his idea of a good night. I want to see what
Yeah,
Brad
I know.
because
He gonna come back.
Brad be hard, man. He don't be trying to show his soft side, man. He be trying to be hard all the time and stuff like that. I be trying to
I
get
like
him to
that
show
he
his
was talking about his ex or whatever. I
yeah.
like,
I'll be trying to get him to
okay,
talk about his
okay,
soft
I'm
side.
listening.
I be trying to get that man to smile, man. He don't be wanting to smile, man, or whatever. So,
Lord, and then he came with
uh,
that foolishness. Oh.
I already know how yeah, he said the whole comment was a slug if you don't kid.
Yeah, KT
Yeah.
came right
That's why
with
I
it.
said
You
you
know
see
what?
I know he wanted to throw. He
I
probably
take
didn't
back
type
all
it
my
all out.
claps. I know. I take back all my
He
claps.
probably couldn't complete the whole statement when he
No,
did
he
that. He,
said something. He said it. I see it. I'm not gonna say
oh
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not
See,
gonna.
the
No.
David. That's what I said. He didn't finish the whole thing. He had to throw that in at the
Rome
end and
wasn't
stuff
built
like
in
that.
a day, and the Lord is steadily working. That's all I'm gonna say.
One day, I think a lot of people are praying for the day that Ken falls in love, and you gonna start seeing pics of him and the chick and all that, and then you know what I'm saying? Everybody's waiting for that. We waiting for that. It's almost like the Cowboys. We waiting to hit that Super Bowl. We waiting for Ken to post that pic with him and that female, and then like, oh, everybody's gonna be clapping. Everybody's gonna be happy.
What about you, Ken? Floyd. Sorry, you saying Ken. But what
First
about you?
date. Yeah, I like my date. I want my dates to be like personable, like you said. Like I want to have like a good one-on-one interaction. So I'm trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to know everything about you. And I think like you say, certain things like bowling to the movies, that's just big red flags because you don't really get to know them. You get a lot of quiet time in between, you know what I'm saying, those type of events and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
now dinner for me, that's cool. I know you saying you don't like, all that or whatever, but I think dinner, like if we could have a good one-on-one conversation with a nice, quiet setting and stuff like that, yeah, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that.
I guess I would prefer to cook together than actually like I don't know how to explain it. Like to me, it's always like so if we do then like we could go and maybe do like a cooking class or something like that together. It's something I want to constantly do where I'm interacting with that person to be able to connect with them to see how their mannerisms are. You know what I mean? Like constantly, like even if you do like painting with a twist, it's like giving you a sense of his artistic. If I go to a picnic and we're outdoors, it's just like you're getting to see those people in different elements and how they
Mhm.
interact. And I will say on the person that said with the escape room, that actually is a really good temperature gauge on like how this person is with challenge and conflict and things of that sort. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna feel really at that
I'm
because it was me and my coworkers, and we
we're gonna
actually
be
did
we're gonna be
good.
stuck in that thing.
I just don't like being locked and confined. I just don't like that. That's just something I don't like. But we did okay.
That's
So
why
I
I
do
just
see
take
the
the whole
component.
wall down or whatever,
Yeah.
however they have it in there and stuff.
Like
So
that and rock climbing, I'm okay. I'm terrified of heights, but put me on the front row of a roller coaster. I'm fine with it. So it's just like
what? I think cooking is dope as far as when you cook
it's
with
so much
somebody.
fun.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Cooking with somebody like, oh, that's great right there. You cook your meal, have a little wine or whatever the case may be. I think that's I think that's very intimate, when you cooking with
Hmm.
somebody. So
Yeah.
and it don't matter how long you've been together. It don't matter if you're married or not. I just like the feel of when you cooking and y'all just having that communication, y'all talking and vibing and stuff like that. I think that's a very dope activity to have with somebody. A lot of
Hmm.
people can't cook though, so. Oh, see, look, Lucretia say, "Get out my
Here
kitchen."
on my
See, god
kitchen.
dang, man, a brother can't even cook with you and stuff like that. You kicking
My
him out the
kitchen
kitchen.
is thoroughly organized. It is set up. Everything is. I have my different sections based on origin regions and when I
How
cook.
cooking
Yes,
ain't
but
dope?
I'm not gonna kick them out. Cooking is dope. I
You
love
say
it.
cooking
It's
ain't dope.
food for the soul. Like
How
I
cooking
love
ain't dope, and then you say get out your kitchen. So who gonna cook?
it.
She said the husband and I went to amusement park for our first date. Learned a lot. Also went to an outdoor concert.
See, that
Really
sounds like
cool.
fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. You get to interact,
Mm.
you get to see like and it also helps break down the walls. Like it's a great icebreaker. So you get to really see more of that person sooner than later. So I guess for me, like going to like fancy dinners, it doesn't help break down those walls faster, if that makes sense.
I always see the axe throwing thing on TV. Ken say he went on a date axe throwing, then to a
Let me
pottery
find
class,
out. He
and
might
then a
not have
little
some capabilities. Come
and
on,
then to a little
KT.
cigar lounge. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fly
Yeah.
right there. And
Hmm.
you know what? You know what's sad? They don't even have those type of things out here in Beaumont. They don't have. They might have a pottery class, but that might be like some once a month on a Tuesday
So yeah.
evening or something like that. That they have like some pottery thing and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a nice that's a nice
Hmm.
little little date, little activity list and stuff.
Yeah, that's like
Um,
really, really good. Yeah.
Brad, somebody asked you a question while you was gone. Somebody wanted to
They're
know.
asking like, what's your like perfect date ideas? They want to know
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what do you
yeah.
like to do on dates? Like, what do you like
They
to
want
do?
to know what Brad perfect date was.
Mhm.
Brad,
Woo.
they
Oh man.
they always see you all hard, and you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that question came from a woman, but
Nah,
hey,
I don't
all
even think it came
right.
from women. It came from Alpha Dean.
Alfred Dean. Okay, I know Alfred Dean. We go way back. I like the movies with the well, they don't have one in Beaumont, unfortunately. So you have to go to a bigger city like a Dallas or a Houston, where they'll actually bring you your dinner while you're watching the movie.
Okay.
That was pretty dope to me. I only been once. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. You can actually get alcoholic beverages while you watch the movie
Wait,
for
where
those
did you
who
go?
indulge. Huh?
Where did you go?
It's one on the
And
southwest side, and it's one on the north side of Houston, and then it's
was
one.
it I Pick? Was it I Pick or was it Studio Movie and Grill?
One of them say XD or SD.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think you. Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Okay, I think I know. And they have.
Yeah,
I think they even have like 4D option for movies. If that's the one I'm thinking about, like it's pretty dope. Okay, yeah.
yeah. I
I
only
love
been
I
once,
Pick.
and
Yeah, I love I
it
Pick.
was nice. You know what I'm saying? That and I mean, when you in a big city like let's say a Houston, I mean, it's so many different places you can go, and it's so many different things you could do. The best thing you could have in a dating situation would be variety. That way, if you want to go somewhere where you can get active, you can go somewhere and do that. Or you want to go somewhere where you could do the sip and paint, cool, do that too. They got the movies on the rooftop. They got the movies that serve you the food while you watching the movie. They got,
Gallery.
um,
That's all gallery.
some people do Dave and Buster's. That's cool too. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, it's a lot of choices out there.
Cidercade. Cidercade is another one where they have all the classic like games that you like the actual like old school games that you go dunk hunt, all of that. And then so they have like the food trucks out there, but it's like all of their alcohol beverages is based on like cider drinks. They got beers, they got cider rosés, and it's dope. Like I had a date there once, it was pretty cool. Like I was just like, I'll come back here and meet the girls. Who was like, we come back for a girls' day, and we did. But that is a really dope experience. It was fun.
As far as cooking, I seen what I forgot where I was at when I seen where you could go to cooking classes.
For
It
La
was
Table.
it was at the
Here.
yeah, it was out there. It was in Houston. It was at the city center or something like that.
That's one
Uh,
of them. Yeah, it's a Sir Table. It's really cool. They even got in River Oaks.
yeah,
Really cool.
that's pretty dope and stuff like that. Cooking classes, because like I said, a lot of people can't cook, so maybe that cooking class. If y'all
Get
both
out
can
my
cook,
kitchen.
yeah, y'all both can learn a lot and stuff. And so, um, but I like what Eli said. He said grab a few bottles of wine, throw on some '90s R&B, but you can't lose with no '90s R&B. He said
You really can't. You really can't lose. I mean,
'90s
You can't lose.
that
R&B.
kind
You
of
can't lose
seals the
to any
deal.
nineties.
You
You
know.
can't lose to any nineties. Let's just not do R&B. There's so many great
And
genres
90s, you throw on
from the
some '90s
90s.
R&B, you might be hitting.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
throw on some
you can't
'90s
lose. You
R&B,
cannot lose. You
you
cannot
probably
lose.
hitting in that date night. You throw on some '90s R&B, you probably you got 90% chance of hitting. Throw some Jodeci, throw some
It's the reason why that music is still
put on
talked about and listened to this day.
Wait.
throw some candles on.
So are we talking like 4th, 5th date, or is this?
Oh, as far as like the
It's not
90s
first date. That's
R&B,
not first date.
hey, I don't know. The first
He said
date,
he said we doing all ranges. We doing all ranges. Okay, I'm just making sure.
yeah, 90s R&B don't matter. The first date, second date, third date, that 90s R&B come on with some candles and some good wine or whatever.
Gonna seal the deal.
Just go seal the deal. I didn't know this was gonna happen, babe. I wasn't expecting this.
I
It just
wasn't
happened.
expecting that
Yeah,
one.
it just happened. And so
Mm-mm.
if you say I know Floyd line, Tiffany probably got somebody probably hit Tiffany with the 90s R&B. Tiffany got hit with the 90s R&B probably. Some guy took on a date through a little Drew Hill or something. Was Drew Hill in the 99? He was in the 2000,
I
right?
mean, he was, but that's not what's gonna get a girl. Not Drew Hill.
Drew
Go ahead.
Hill. Drew Hill
Go
ain't
get
gonna get
Jodeci. Jodeci.
little
I'm gonna
Jodeci.
You're
see
not
that
gonna lose.
Cynthia Pavilion with
Not gonna
SWV.
lose.
I'm
Or
ready.
you could go get, or you can go R. Kelly. You're not gonna lose.
Yeah,
You're
No,
not gonna
yeah.
lose.
Now
I'm ready to
some
lose my
females
voice.
some
I'm ready to
females
lose my
might
voice.
be a little sketchy on the R. Kelly since the situation happened though.
Mhm.
That music is scandal proof.
Oh,
That music and that music, and I've watched that music bring forth generations.
is
You
she
got to
like?
remember,
Is she
12 Play
like?
came out in 93. Think about how many children were born
Okay.
after.
Okay.
TP2 came out in 2000. Think out how many children came after. All this music brought generations, and
Mm,
it's scandal proof. You can say what you want about the man, but that
mm,
music is still undefeated.
I don't
mm.
know. I never listened to him. My spirit was never right with him to begin with when I was younger. And I remember I was at a not Will Price Elementary, and they had us playing "I Believe I Can Fly" on the little recorders. I just wasn't sitting right in my spirit, and I didn't even know this man. I didn't even know nothing about him, you know. But it was something that just never sat right, and I didn't even realize until I got older.
Yeah, I never did like that. I can believe I can fly
No,
song.
you
For
remind me
some
of my
reason, it's
Jeep, and
some.
I got a Jeep, but I was just
Yeah,
like, this is so weird. I don't
I
know.
forgot. I forgot you in the Jeep. I'm gonna have to add you to the Jeep gang.
Yeah, you have to ask me that, even though I stay home and I work from home, but yeah,
It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just add you to.
gang
We
gang.
got a slow start anyway. We trying to get it cracking or whatever. So
Yeah, let me know. Gang gang, come to Houston. I got you.
yeah, they be having some dope events and stuff like that in
Yeah, come
Houston
on, because
that we
there's
go.
something out here. I think it's too many of them. I don't know what that is. But yeah,
Okay, okay, hold on. LaQuisha say I'm gonna slip on that red dress and them high heels
Oh,
while the
Johnny
music.
Gill. Johnny
Okay,
Gill. Okay.
okay. Oh, see,
okay,
see
girl.
that. Okay, but Sonny, she switched it up. She said she want to go to the gun range. Oh, she doing all that gun range, skydiving, and axe throwing.
I'm afraid of heights. I
Yeah,
don't like loud noises. That's
she
where I struggle. That's where I
little
struggle.
toxic. I'm getting a
That's
little toxic,
different.
little toxicity.
No, she's just
Toxicity.
adventurous. That's it. She's just adventurous, not toxic. She's just adventurous.
Gun
She's not
range and
afraid
skydiving. She
to push and be out there.
little adventurous. Okay, all right. Shout out to Sonny, man. Um, but throwing some. Oh man, boy, say he'll throw some the baby. No
Ugh,
man.
I don't like the baby. I'm sorry.
And with that, that's
Ah
grounds for
man.
termination.
Ah,
The,
plane
the, the
crash. Oh,
data end, the plug has been pulled, the date has been over, you get kicked out the car, you get ghosted, you get your
Mhm.
number deleted and blocked. Don't put on noise pollution. It will ruin the mood.
I might
yeah.
have heard a song, but I cannot tell you a song by that man. I just know the scandal he was in. That's it.
Mm-mm. My woman need to know what real music is. More importantly, she need to know what real music is not.
I think guys. She say chivalry on dates. I think a lot of guys do know how.
I think
Um,
so.
I think
I've
so
had
too.
many
I think the
experiences.
right woman will make that guy step it up as far as he wants everything to be perfect on a date. And he go throw in the cologne. He go get his haircut. He gonna go through all those measures to what I'm saying for that date to be perfect. So I just
Well, seeing as how feminism killed chivalry.
I
mm,
don't think
Mm.
so. In my experience, I feel like the way I am, my feminism kind of sets me up for the trap if I'm not careful. Because like I'll get chivalry and like when they meet me, like it's like, oh, you're extremely natural, like I am who I am, at the end of the day. And as we start dating and it progresses, they be like, oh, like what if you did like a little polish on your nails? Or it just gets weird where it kind of controlling and almost to where it's like you're trying to make me into like this like little trophy at the end of the day. And then so for me, because I focus so much on substance, I don't think it's ever been a chivalry issue. I think it's just like most of my experiences, they have tried to get me barefoot and pregnant, and that's not what I want. I
damn.
don't want to be barefoot and pregnant. That's not what
Ooh,
I want.
ooh,
Like
damn.
I love working. I want to build together. I don't want to be at home just like building
Okay.
just in the kitchen, so to speak, and the kids. But I want to be able to build together, and we can have a family. We could have the whole 9 yards. But
So how did
I
you
need
know
their
that they
favorite.
wanted? Let's investigate this. How did you know that they wanted to get you barefoot and pregnant. Is
They
it
said that.
was they saying like I want to
To
get you
get to a
pregnant?
point where they was like, you would not have to work. Like you can cook,
Oh,
you can
okay.
clean, whatever you want, I will
You
give
cooking
it
clean.
to you. You would not have to. And then for me, that's not a component for me. That doesn't do anything for me at the end of the day. Extremely controlling, even like, oh, let me buy you this, like wanted to like control like what I wear. And I'm not into extreme like designer, like you want like give me some red bottoms, like no, I'm not into stuff. Like I like Aldo, stuff like that, or whatever. And even if I can afford it, it's not because of the name brand. Like I don't like stuff like that. But it was always it ended up being like a semi-controlling situation to where I'm like, I'm gonna have to step back and remove myself from the equation.
Mm.
That's what I mean. Like it wasn't like there was any guessing at a certain, like in the beginning. It's like, wait, is he trying to? Is he trying to? And then bam, it would come about like, like I got all these businesses and stuff, and I would love for you to go in and be like a co-owner with me, help me run my businesses, and you could just stay home and take care of me with the businesses. No, I don't want to do that. I got my own business. I got my own income. I'm completely financially comfortable. I don't want to remove my identity. It needs to be an extension with this person, but not me completely losing myself, getting with another person.
What y'all think about what Sunny said? She said a lot of people think like you're obligated to bang on the first date.
Can I
I
please answer this question?
please
Go ahead,
please
answer
chime
it.
in.
Well, the modern day era has pedestalized instant gratification.
Mhm.
With instant gratification, you took away the steps, you took away the levels, you took away the waiting period, you took away the 90-day grace rule, you took away everything else. So now, most modern people dating are expecting instant gratification, be that instant attention, instant sex, especially on the first date. If I'm obligated as a man to pay for the first date, most people want a return on their investment.
Mhm.
And then they want sex instantly because nobody waits anymore. And in the community, in our community, sex has been pedestalized at the top of the ladder, right next to swag, character, who you are, how big your heart is. That all falls under that, according to modern day standards. So
Hmm.
Mhm.
that's how we got to the point to where now on the first date, people expect them to smash because you took all the steps away. You took all the rules away. Now you see
Mhm.
how modern society has screwed the world.
And I think like after that person's been hurt so many times, I think that's when they start being patient. That's when they start like, nah, I didn't seen how this went before having sex as soon as we started what I'm saying, talking or bringing my kids around you as soon as we start talking. It seems to be like after that person been hurt so many times, that's when they kind of start moving correctly how they should have been
Baggage
moving.
claim.
I mean, I'm just saying though, like after you've been hurt,
Baggage.
then you
You're
start,
moving with the baggage. You bring that baggage with you to the next situation. Baggage
yeah, I
claim.
mean, yeah, but you still have an understanding of, what to do and what not to do or whatever. I mean, sometimes when you heal, I mean, healing is learning, right?
It is. It is.
Mhm.
But while you healing, you still are accountable for the things that you do in the process. Because you have people who, when they're healing, they'll go through and they go through a range of emotions and they project and they lash out and things of that sort. You're still accountable at the end of the day. The damage you make from that is on you.
Ken, I don't know if I'm reading this out of the context, but he said if he
Hmm.
takes you out for a steak, he's expecting head and pee after. Now, that's
I
a
don't
red
even eat
flag.
beef. I don't
Uh,
eat beef steak. I don't eat beef, chicken, or pork, so it's not gonna work for me. Try again.
I'm not really a steak person, but I didn't had a couple
Mhm.
steaks recently, and they was pretty good. But I'm not
And
really
most of them
high on
steaks,
steak.
when most of the if she order well done,
Ugh,
she ain't the one.
yeah, well, a rubber ass steak.
I don't even say I want it well done. I'm like, girl,
Ooh-wee.
she
It's
ain't the one.
okay to expect sex, but don't mean you got to give it.
Yeah, but how does that make you feel about that person if they asking for sex though?
It's not okay to expect sex because at the end of the day, I think people what people fail to realize is when you go into a situation, even in like how you interact with your family, when you even as a parent, we're having children, things of that sort. You cannot have expectations on another human being because they are completely unpredictable. They're going to do whatever they want. The only person at the end of the day you could be confident in and being able to predict is yourself. And even then, put yourself in a situation that really pushes you to the limits. Those expectations or thoughts you had about yourself goes out the window. So you can't say anything about expect. When you go in, and my mama always taught me, when you go in with having no expectations, it's not about having low standards. When you go in having no expectations, you can't be disappointed because again, you got to understand at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do. But because you expected them to do it, because you felt like maybe because I'm this person, I'm loyal, I show you who I am, or whatever, I expect for them to like reciprocate that or understand that. No, they're going to take advantage of that at the end of the day. So you have to go you have to go in any situation understanding that there's no expectation and allow that person to show you who they are and accept them. Because at their core, if they're a good person, they're not going to do anything like expect sex on a first date or whatever, things of that sort, because they are true to their core. Again, we go out and we have these expectations and we meet these other people, but we don't know what their inner core about. They could be twisted, messed up, and everything else, but have a good front on them at the end of the day. We just don't know. So you
That's true
can't
too.
meet their expectations.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Ken and who was that? Ken and Ashley, they're having a great conversation about as far as giving up sex after you have like a nice expensive date or whatever. Like that's what that man requires and stuff. Um, and I think you need to have I think you need to pick up the vibes of that person and what they're talking about before you go on a date. Now, if they try to slide some little sexual comments in before y'all go on that date, then yeah, he might be expecting a little something, something after, and like the little
It
slick.
needs to be understood
Mhm.
because that's a problem that a lot of people have verbalizing their intentions.
Yeah, true that. Yeah,
It needs to be understood so that nobody has a miscommunication. Nobody's upset at the end of the night thinking that, oh, something was supposed to go one way and it didn't. No, because you verbalized your intentions early. And that'll eliminate a whole lot of problems.
yeah,
Mhm.
and a lot of people are scared. A lot of people been single for so long, and when they do find that person that they like, and that other person might like them, then they don't have those proper communication, that proper talk or whatever, because they don't want to run that person away. They don't be like, damn, it's been so long since I went on a date or whatever. I don't want to scare him because with my demands that that I'm looking for in life, or I don't want to scare him, letting him know like, look, I'm not having sex with nobody till you know I feel like that's the right person, or just a little stipulation or whatever. And a lot of people, they don't want to communicate to that person because they don't want to run them away. They be like, damn, it been so long since I had a man or went on a date. I'm not finna go through all that right now because
But
I.
but you also brought up a good point is that what they think you're in the moment. Stop thinking about what's going to happen now. Look, I don't want to do this with this person. I want to be confident in yourself to just communicate in general. Don't put a timeline. Don't focus on like, oh, it's been so long since I dated. Who cares? It doesn't matter if it's been so long since you dated. That just means that God said that wasn't your time. So don't go in if you encounter a situation with that in your thought process, because you set yourself up for self-sabotage. Everything that people have to realize is not on their time. It's on God's time. And if you don't take religion, time is set for a reason. Our fate is set. How we decide to navigate through the choices, things, it's already there. The course of our history is established. We just don't know it at the end of the day. So when you focus on these other aspects, being like, oh, I haven't been in a relationship in like a year, and I'm going in, I'm so excited. Bump that. Just be in the moment. When people learn to be in the moment, embrace their situation, be thankful for the little things, they're not going to have that emphasis. They're not going to have that emphasis on the unnecessary, where you're going to essentially do something to where you ruin a potential good situation because you thought about how long it's been since you've been on a date. Oh, he's being so nice to me. I really want him to know it. And you just end up being extra, or you just do something crazy that like dwindles that opportunity.
Yeah, that's a big ass. Actually, man, why don't you just call in or whatever? That's a big ass thing. The Kendrick, I can't even see y'all faces. That thing. So pause. But the comment so long. Um, but and then she threw a little caps on there too. She put little caps on that thing. They know what and how to do it, get it, and keep it. Ooh. That's Ashley, man. Ashley going in, man. Her and Ken having a little verbal
Mhm.
combat in the comments and stuff like that. Whatever. They, but yeah, I think like it's and what Sonny said, that is a major turn off and stuff like that. When you start talking about your ex, your baby mom, your baby daddy, like that just let me know right now that you haven't properly healed. You haven't got past that. You haven't got past your ex. You haven't got past your baby daddy or baby mama. You still talking about them. We're on a date. We need to discuss us. We need to discuss, like if we're gonna be compatible. And you're still bringing up past issues. So right there, that would if I went on a date with somebody and they was talking about their ex or their baby daddy or their baby daddy, I'm done after this. It's over. I'm gonna take you home. We go have the dinner. We gonna finish the dinner or whatever. I'm gonna
Bro,
enjoy myself. But when I
Mhm.
drop you off, that's it.
I'm
That
Styles P.
I'm gone. Uh,
Styles P the Ghost.
yeah, I gotta go because you haven't properly healed. You still bringing up issues.
And don't be upset when you text me and I don't reply back. Okay.
I'm good, love. Enjoy.
Lock the number and all.
Y'all don't put that on that light skin behavior, whatever it is they be saying that we don't. We leave the text messages on red receipts and don't do that. I don't know. It's just energy. If it ain't right, I'm not doing it. If it's not right, I'm not doing it.
Okay, I guess they made peace. You say you my boy Ken. All right, they didn't made the peace. Ken gonna keep going. If you don't make peace, he go keep
Y'all see
you.
how I be checking him? Don't let him get y'all caught up in the comments. Y'all see how we be on the in the show. He just need to call in. He just might as well have called in. That's all I'm saying.
That boy Eli said, nah.
So
He said when
what's
he
the
gonna
next
get that to
question?
go. He
What's
gonna
the
get that
next
to go
question?
for
Because
it.
Ken gonna
Okay,
keep talking if we don't change the subject.
okay.
He gonna keep typing.
It's gonna be the last question of the night, man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Hold on. Oh, hold on.
Kendrick Smith.
Yes, we got a call.
Uh-oh.
To
Yo,
accept, press 1.
yo,
To send
Ken.
a voicemail, press 2.
Oh, he hung up. He ain't used to calling in, so he didn't hung up or whatever though.
Okay.
It's all good though. Yeah. He didn't go through the proper channels, man. He didn't hung up or whatever.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
okay.
So
So
what's the next question?
the next question is, uh, can men be vulnerable to women and still be respected?
Yes.
Can a
No.
man show his soft side to a woman and still be respected and have it not used against him? That's why us men are very cautious of just saying how we feel. Because if we tell that female everything, that affects us, and I'm just everything, just being vulnerable, then you know what? In that argument, she gonna use it against us. She gonna
Absolutely.
blast it on us, and then that makes a man be like, "Man, I ain't finna tell her. I ain't telling no females nothing. I'm finna just be hardcore. You're not finna get the real me. It's gonna be a ironclad. Uh, and
You gotta be like that in 2023. You're not dealing with humans out here.
You know what I'm
Bread seen a question that I asked on the page, and a lot of females were saying, "Yes, please be vulnerable. Please show your soft side. Please, I
mm-mm,
love that and
mm-mm.
all that." But we see time and time after again that man
Those
is getting
let,
blasted.
let, me, let me tell you this. Those but oh yes, please be vulnerable. Show you those are the ones you don't tell that to. Because the ones that's really gonna have your back, like a real
Eli said,
woman
"Hell
at
no."
the end of the day, you're going to be in a safe place to where it's going to naturally happen for you because you have these women like, oh, I want him to open up to me and do all these things. But you
Yep,
also, both parties got to realize, especially with men, who are you
they lab
attracting? Is
rats.
this woman actually is this woman actually in a good place mentally? Because some women be like, well, I wanted, I didn't mean to say what he said and threw it back in his face. What that tells me is a red flag that there's inner work in you and there's an insecurity in you and a defect within you that you haven't fixed or corrected in yourself to actually be a proper safe space. Because we have a lot of women who want to be that space, but they're not, because they're not a safe space for themselves. So unfortunately, men wanting to be able to be vulnerable and connect, they not only have that against them because they don't have it, but then they also have to do the additional work to really take the time. If they actually do take the time and pay attention to observe, is this woman actually in a place mentally for me to truly be vulnerable? Like if I actually open up and connect with her and she tells me something, is she really going to embrace it and not throw it back in my face? And let me tell you, as someone who advocates especially for Black men and men in general, like I know I'm a comfortable, safe space. I know that I have had plenty men, including my best friends, tell me, because I have, again, as we had this joke, I have more homeboys than I have homegirls, where they can come to me and open up to me, have a free range to speak, be vulnerable and everything else, and know that it's not going to come back in their face. And what men are countering is, especially Black men, is that women want to be that safe space, but they're not mentally actually equipped because they haven't been able mentally equipped to even address their own demons. So how are you going to be a safe space for somebody else and you're not a safe space for within your own self?
Eli, I think your answer is scripted.
No, it's not, Eli. You also said something else that lets me know that you might be hurt a little bit, so it's okay.
Okay.
I can't really
Man, I think a lot of us guys, we seen other guys get blasted. They try to be soft, they try to be vulnerable, and then it bit them. You know what I'm saying? It got turned against them. They didn't tone their homegirls and everybody, like, that's why such and such, and yeah, a female say, yeah, show me your soft side, and that's when things are good. But when things are bad, can you still have that same energy?
But like I said, if she says, I want you to be vulnerable and show me your soft side, that ain't the woman. That's not the woman. Because, and when I say this, I mean it in a sense to where you're going to do it naturally, because there's going to be something about her energy, her aura, something about her that's going to naturally, like, I'm not going to get into many details, but there was a joke about like, dang, like, I feel like I'm just telling you everything about my life, like if you just make it so easy for me to open up to you. That is like the common thing that I have encountered. And again, it's like I created.
Oh, guys tell you that all the time.
I don't talk to that many guys, but it happens. I don't talk to that many guys.
See,
okay?
and this,
I'm not out here like, ooh, date me. But it happens.
Jay Shalana,
being human.
Jay Sean, and that's how they get us. Yes, if she's a mature and real woman. And y'all say that when things are good, but when things go bad, y'all be like, you know what? Y'all use it against us. Y'all blast us. That's the same line y'all use. Yes. If she's a mature I'm a mature real woman. You can be open up to me. That sounds good.
But again, what she's saying is that man's going to be able to make that assessment. She's not going to need to say she's a mature and real woman. Like I said, if a man actually pays attention to a woman's demeanor outside of the sex, he's going to be able to read like, this is a really good person. And it's unfortunate because with how the day is, it feels like these things, which should be normal, are becoming an anomaly. Like you're like, oh well, dang, like I should be able to connect with a woman, but she doesn't exist. She's a unicorn. Because again, social media in that way that like he said, like Brad said, in modern day times, it's something that seems like it's going away. The people are out there. It's just harder to see now because now we have to sort through more trash to be able to get to the actual treasures.
I already know what Brad's gonna say. Brad's gonna say it sounds good, but we just see time after time that a man, when he is vulnerable, he is getting ran over, he's getting misused, he's getting the things that he says and tells this woman, he's getting it ran back against him.
And the next question is, what are you attracting? And what are you doing to what you're attracting?
I mean, we think we're attracting the right woman until things get bad, and then we get it all thrown in our face.
I I don't like sweets. I actually don't like sweets. Although I bake. I do
Eli
bake.
said, "Let him eat that last chocolate chip cookies. He get
I
everything."
don't even like chocolate chip cookies. So I don't even like
I
chocolate
like
chip
Eli. That's the
cookies.
homie, man. He be on the kickback page, man. That boy
Let
be
me, yeah,
tripping,
I don't even
man.
like chocolate chip cookies. Maybe Tips treats. Tips treats,
Ashley
the
said,
crumble.
"Floyd, you're right, because these lab rats ain't general these days." She's talking about these lab.
And yeah, and that's not genuine women. That's not real women.
Yeah, but you're saying you're a safe space, but a lot of women say they're a safe space.
No, no, what I'm saying is in like my situations, I don't have to communicate that I am. Outside like even that, like I know that I am, but even when I'm like close to my friends or in my relationships, it's like I don't have to tell you that. I don't have to tell you I'm a safe space. I don't have to tell you to open up. I don't have to tell you to be vulnerable. It will happen naturally.
Yeah,
If you actually focus on a genuine connection with that person, because again, if you think about it, I can't even say that because I feel like marriage in so many ways is becoming a joke these days. But if you think about it, like it's almost the equivalent like when a man knows that a woman is the one at the end of the day. They know. I still don't understand how the thought process behind it, but a man knows when it's the one. It's the same thing when you're sitting in a woman having a conversation, you're like, damn, I could be really vulnerable with this person. I can communicate to her. I don't have to tell him that. So to me, I feel like when somebody says like, "Oh, I want you to be a safe space and open up to me," things of that sort. To me, there's a facade. I'm like, I'm signing up for a task that I might not actually be able to meet. I might not be able to accept that challenge. It's no different to saying like, I'm gonna go on a hiking trail or I'm gonna try to run 3 miles. Like I want to run 3 miles and then like come in. And mind you, I haven't ran even a half a mile in my life in the past like 3 years. But I'm telling you, I want to take on this challenge. But you haven't even done the work to prepare for it. When you go in and you do something, it's already there. You don't have to communicate it. Like when you're about your business, just think about like a lot of these wealthy, successful people that you don't hear much about. You know they're wealthy. You know they're doing good. Did they go on a PSA talking about what they did? No. You just know that it's there. It's something that's understood and respected. It's the same thing when it comes to being vulnerable. And I think that if women actually took the time to really think about what it is that they're signing up for, because I get more upset for men than I do for women, because at the end of the day, you say you wanted to be this for him, but you literally threw it back in his face. That's not cool at the end of the day. You signed up for the task and you failed. And you added to his trauma, not help remove some of the trauma. That's
I like what Kiara said. I think your aura and your vibe will read somebody to let you know if they're safe or not. And I think after, I mean, when you meet somebody, you can't just really just tell them everything. You can't just be vulnerable ASAP. I think like what you said, you eventually get comfortable with a person. Now you definitely need to read the signs of that person before you start just telling them things. But I think in a general statement, yes, your aura, your vibe will let you know how comfortable you can be with that person and stuff like that. And it should be a mutual thing. Like if y'all are giving each other, like, if y'all telling each other, things that may affect you in the past or whatever, I think it should be a mutual thing. It shouldn't be just one person listening to the other person just
it flows.
telling everything and stuff like that. And that should tell you something too. If you're giving them all this information and they're not giving you nothing back, then right then and there should tell you like, let me chill, because this person is not comfortable.
They're just collecting receipts. They're just taking your files to pull out the archives later.
Yeah. So, oh man, he say when a man finds a woman that has a safe space, he is automatically put in the friend zone.
Oh, honey, let me tell you, I know for a fact that is not the case, Eli. I really hope that whatever you're seeking in life,
I like that, Eli. I think that's a good point, though.
It's not a good point. It's not.
A lot of guys that come to you with that are in the friend zone.
Huh? Because I'm one human being. Okay? I can't clone myself. I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right. Ashley say what it boils down to is nobody is real and genuine anymore. They have been fucked over. They're scared to let their guard down and really experience giving and receiving love. That is very true.
That means there's healing that needs to be done before they step into any situation.
Yeah. Like Amy said, when it's not reciprocated, it's time to fall back. on everything. It's time to fall back.
Word up, AG.
Yeah, when you giving them all this and they just like, yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay, yep. Now I see what Eli talking about. As that if they not giving, if it's not mutual, then you might be friend zoned. You might be in that friend
Right.
zone.
Yeah, that is correct. That's like you not reading the room. You are very correct in your
I think
statement.
that's what Eli talking about. If you giving her all this, if you being vulnerable and she ain't giving it back, then you in the friend zone or what? Because I think because Erica, I think a lot of guys I mean, you're their safe space. You're not giving them you're not being vulnerable to them. You're not giving them all that because they're a friend. You're just
And they know
listening.
it. I make it very transparent. I'm not giving no false deception, nothing. Like I am one
Okay.
of the boys. Okay. I just might have some additional features that say, okay, no. But I'm one of the boys. At the end of the day, I do not believe in misleading or stringing anybody along. And I know some women are guilty of doing that. But for me, no. It's cut and dry. Like you the homie, my homies that met my family, all the things of that sort. Like we're all good friends. And they know it's just not gonna happen. Like never once set anybody up for a false hope. Never once.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Like Tiffany said, be careful who you are vulnerable to. That is exactly that a rule that you need to be going by. Everybody needs to go through that. Before we get out of here, the Aphrodite said no, she is not one of the boys when a man is looking at her in a certain way.
Alfred, you don't know me in my clique. You don't know me in my clique. You don't
Ooh.
know me in the committee. You don't know the committee. Okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
don't know the committee, as I put it. Yeah.
Um, before we get out of here, I just want to I want the people to let them. I want y'all to let the people know what y'all got going on. So, Erica, I want you to tell the people about. I mean, you've been talking about it, so is it time to tell the people what you've been working on?
I guess so. So I have been really busy with work, as we know. But I have officially gone through the process, and Confession Scarlet Letter will be officially coming out soon. It is my podcast. I have shared it on my page. I have the IG, I have the YouTube set up. And so Confession Scarlet Letter is going to be a place where it's more attracted to inner work with yourself. Since we have a lot of relationship podcasts, this is more geared towards the single person. And in addition to that, it's also a safe place to where if that person has something that they actually want to confess and get out and submit anonymously, but just have that feeling of just saying, hey, I did this, I want to talk about it, and I want somebody to talk about it, or I want to let everyone know, that's where I'll be. That's what Confession Scarlet Letter is about. And also, I have been busy with my travel business. Business has been booming lately. But after the podcast, I'll send it over to Floyd and I'll let him drop it on the page.
Yeah, you can
And
do
then,
that.
yeah, that'll be my spinoff podcast. So the things that we don't talk about on here, because I have a series that I've already done that I'm very excited about, which is about vulnerability, self-work, and having those conversations we haven't thought about. That's what that podcast is going to be. And at the same time, we'll have, like, depending on what you guys write me, we'll have some interesting stories, some kinks, some confessions, whatever.
So,
We'll
what you're saying, not to interrupt you. So, what you're saying is people but people can write you situations that they're going through, and they will remain anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a discussion.
Yeah, situations that they're going through, we make it a discussion. And also confessions. We have things out there that we want to talk about. We just want to get it out. Let somebody know that, like, I just want to say I told someone, and that they were holding within themselves, and it'll be talked about in a very safe space. Ha ha ha, quote unquote. So we're talking about safe space tonight, where you'll be able to get it out, talk about it, and that person stays completely protected. So yeah. I'm
Okay.
excited.
Okay. Dean said, Brad, we go way back and you never smile. But he always been different. He smiled earlier during the show
He
when he was
smiled a
talking
lot and
about
he's laughed and
when,
chuckled.
when he was
I've
talking
seen a
about
lot of
I'm
expression.
gonna go back to that scene when you smiled and I'm gonna screenshot it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I've
send it
seen a
to
lot.
him. Brad, let them people know what you're working on. You know you're working on a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, album number 3, my 7th overall, called Double the Jeopardy. Myself and Bella is coming before the end of the year. The
Mm.
comedy series, the scripted comedy series called In Search of Gas, is coming to Tubi and YouTube, so stay tuned. The documentary Breademic is coming soon also. The book Days of Way Back, written by Cornbread Capone, is coming soon. The Unpopular Honesty podcast has now moved to Houston, Texas. So I will be out there talking to artists, DJs, producers, a little bit of everybody from all kind of walks of life on my platform, Unpopular Honesty. And I can't wait for that. Also still doing the BMT podcast series. And what else? There's something else I got. Oh, collaborations, collaboration. You might be surprised some of the collaborations that you might hear, but you're gonna hear me in different genres with different artists,
Oh,
different
different
genres,
genres.
different genres. We got to mix it up, man. Hip hop is hip hop, but I want to do some swing out. I want to do some Zydeco. I want to do some Tejano. I want to do some Afro beats. I want to do some. I want to hit every cylinder. I'm trying to cover the board musically.
Okay.
And how you do that is you cross
Okay.
them genres. You hit them with a little reggae. You hit them with a little island. You hit them with a little soul. You hit them with a little R&B hip hop mix. You hit them with mixtures. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see a lot of different things. Oh, and don't stop. Them videos still coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Uh, I always say, I never been no hater. Uh, if I rock with you, I rock with you, and I'm gonna support you, whatever in case it may be. If you see Erica, she got her own spin-off podcast. Bray got
Word.
his own
I had one
podcast
a
and,
long time
and
ago.
certain things and
Okay.
stuff like that. I ain't no person that hate and be like, oh, they doing this, so they can't, you know what I'm saying? It's just all love
Because
over
Flay
here,
gonna be
whatever,
on
you
it
know what I'm saying?
too. Flay gonna be on it
Yeah,
too.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm on I don't know if Brad want to tell him, but I got a little thing with Brad that he doing
Yeah,
his
Brett. I
project,
mean, Floyd is
you know. So
in search of gas, and we're going to continue to keep this working relationship. Like
yeah,
how I'm
man.
on his, he's going to come on mine, and
Yeah.
the same thing with Erica, and it continue to be a working relationship. You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
just know one of the big things behind my podcast is pushing our black men, just pushing our black men. That's one of the things
Okay. Okay.
on my podcast. I want, as people say, I want it to be a safe space. I want to normalize being able to be vulnerable. I don't think that we see it enough. We see about relationships, we see about female empowerment, things of that sort. But let's just be honest. At the end of the day, especially when I hear things about like certain views with black men, we got to change that narrative. We got to have more podcasts talk about a different narrative, bring
Yeah,
out more
true.
positive light because you guys have enough that you go through at the end of the day.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Self work and then just empowering our black men. That's like the main two focuses I have for my podcast.
If the
Yeah,
world was more like you, it'd be a better place.
yeah,
Oh,
for
thank
sure.
you.
Word.
Just
All I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
say
Just wait
is
and see when my podcast come up. Will and tell me if you still think the same.
um
All
all
right.
I'm gonna say is I'm working on some few things. Well, I'm working on a few things,
Mhm.
content wise, creativity wise.
Okay.
I'm working on something real. It's gonna be real creative, but it's not gonna just be on like the Kickback brand and stuff like that. It's just gonna be the brand me period. So it's gonna be some creative stuff that I'm working on. To push the line and stuff like that, and very inspired by Bread and others or what they're doing as far as like the projects that they're working on as far as movies, scripts, and series. So I'm definitely finna move into that pretty soon. I like to do research and trial and error and stuff like that. So just watching those guys do their thing and stuff inspired me to you know move in that direction and stuff like that. So I'll be reaching out to Bread and others as far as the projects that I got in store. So like I say, man, just look out, be ready. I don't like to talk about it. I just want to show it, you
You
know.
want to be about
And
it?
yeah, so yeah, y'all go see it. And it's gonna be more content, more podcast content, more just discussions in general. Um on the page and on the platform, not just relationship wise. We're gonna start discussing everything and stuff like that. So just be lookout. So But like I
See you
say, man,
on
I appreciate y'all. I
Friday.
appreciate y'all for chopping it up with your boy on a Friday. Like always, I'm very grateful. And I'm very humble that y'all took y'all time out on a Friday night to come chop it up with your boy.
Anything for you,
Alright.
Floyd. Anything for you.
Appreciate it, brother.
No doubt, man.
And,
Y'all have a
and I'll
great
see
weekend.
you soon on my podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Because I'm gonna
hey,
be putting y'all
hey,
to the
you
test.
know what? Like, I've been doing a pod
Fred,
before we
you
get out
too.
here. Before we get out here, I've been doing the podcast since like 2019,
You say you what?
and I've been doing podcasting since 2019, and I only been on 2 podcasts.
So you coming on mine?
I only been
Because
it's
I'm gonna be
bread,
talking about y'all, and we need men to be there when I talk about y'all.
cornbread, and
Mhm.
they don't have a podcast no more, but it was called the A to Z podcast. It was a couple white guys. They're very cool.
Okay.
Uh, I was on a podcast and stuff like that. And it's just good being on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just good being on other people's platform. I think it's a cool thing and stuff like that. But
Mine
shout
is
out to
gonna be
Bread
like
and shout out to A to Z
today's
podcast.
Wednesday. We're gonna see how work is. Weekdays, Wednesdays, my gear. Because again, I'm not gonna come in and shut down on Floyd's day. That's his day.
Oh, man.
So mine is like weekdays, Wednesdays that we're planning that I'll do my lunch for my
Well,
show.
whenever you need me, let me know.
And I will. I will.
All right, okay.
All right.
All that positivity and stuff like that is starting to make me I gotta go listen to some Tupac, hit him up now after all this shit.
All right.
Man, y'all have a great weekend. I'm gonna hit y'all up later. Appreciate everybody that was chiming in on the podcast and conversation. So I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right. Peace.
I bet. All right, so look, man, that was EP 141, 141 episodes in, man. You know how many people that I know that started podcasts and they can't even get past the 4th, 5th episode, 6th, 7th episode. So I'm proud of myself for doing that. 141 episodes, man. But like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that chimed in this on this conversation. If y'all missed some of it, you can catch it on YouTube. If you just want to listen to the audio or whatever, like I said, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on iHeartRadio, it's on whatever podcast is on. It's on everything or whatever. So if you're working out, if you're driving, you could just listen to it on that. You know what I'm saying? It's 141 episodes of some dope ass content that we discussed. Some good content, some great content. And I think you'll have a good time listening to it and stuff like that. But in the meantime, man, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be 100. And I'm out of here.